Welcome to the Secretariat. Today we are going to be focusing on the area of private sector investment. We all know, despite several measures that the government has taken in the recent past, private sector investment has remained rather lackluster. Now, if you see, overall investment to GDP ratio of the country is less than 35% as per the latest data. Now, this had gone up to a level of 41.2% in September 2011. Now, this investment to GDP ratio has to be increased if India's growth rate has to be pushed beyond the 7% mark and if India has to achieve the developed nation status by 2047. Now, what is happening? The government spending has gone up, government expenditure has gone up, but the private sector investment has remained rather low. In 2019, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman reduced the corporate tax rate from 30% to 22% with the aim of leaving more money with the companies so that they can invest more. However, that hasn't happened. The focus for Sitharaman in this budget will be to ensure that the private sector comes forth and invests more. India has to increase its GDP growth rate. The Q2 GDP growth rate had been much below expectation at 5.4%. The GDP growth rate for this current financial year, the overall GDP growth rate for this financial year is expected to be 6.4%, which is much lower than many expectations. This has to go up. Now, since the industry is not, the private sector is not investing that much, if you see bank credit to industry has also remained in the single digit figure. The latest figure, which is November end, the growth was only 8.1%. Though this was much higher than the previous figure, it has to be significantly increased. Now, if you see bank credit, the growth in bank credit has been driven by personal loans. This has to change. Industry has to invest more, bank credit has to go up. So these are the areas which needs focus, and hopefully we will see Nirmala Sitharaman act on these in the forthcoming budget. And of course, in February, we also have the Monetary Policy Committee meeting. We'll have to see if the RBI finally reduces the interest rate.